Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller, Prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday night gold panning fever episode number 176. Let me go catch up on chat. We got Joey Brown, Alaskan Assassin Adventures. Thank you for being here. Wheezin' Geezer, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. Even though your dog is trying to kill you, I hear. Rafotris, what's up, brother? How's the honeymoon going? Stormy, huh? I mean, weather-wise. Troubled One, how's it going? Richard Dow, how's it going? From the Philippines. Awesome. Thank you for joining the show. Bent Fork Prospecting, how's it going? Brad Thompson, how's it going? KC Sering, Dean Olson, Texas Donna, how are you? What else? Michael Reed, how's it going? MCD Prospecting. Knights 880, James Stoddy, how's it going? Package Total, what's up, brother? Stephen LeBlanc. Who else we got? Arlene, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. PA Patriot, what's up, brother? 2028, that's it. I'm actually going to do some shorts and stuff when it gets close, just to have some fun. Chef V Prospecting, how's it going? Neanderthal Prospecting, Neanderthal Prospector, what's up, Randy? Yeah, all right, let me pop out chat so I can look at my ugly mug. Alan Curie, how's it going? There we go. All right. So how's everyone been doing? Hopefully everyone's staying warm. The weather here got a little bit warm today. It got all the way up to 52 today, so it wasn't too bad. So I didn't have to wear a coat when I went out today, so that was nice. Live chat, there we go. All right, there we go. We're all set up now. Kristen Reed, how's it going? Well, at least you're both here. I appreciate both of y'all being here. I got my coffee because my basement is not heated. So it usually stays pretty warm down here. So it's not too bad. Plus with the weather not being too bad outside. So. But yeah, today we're going to be doing some panning. I have a really big bag of Paydirt. I got this from Amazed6. He's an eBay seller. Years ago, he used to be really, really good. It was all, no guaranteed Paydirt. And, you were getting 80, 90, even over 100% ROIs from him. But the last couple times I've heard people bought from him, it wasn't exciting. People weren't getting the huge ROIs or the great ROIs anymore. So, and this has been sitting on my shelf for a while. I think I paid like $45 for it like 2 years ago. So, no idea what we'll find today, but hopefully we find a little bit of gold. Aaron Mack, how's it going? 80 degrees in Houston. That's pretty good. Jason G, how's it going? Dale, well, good luck with that, Dale. I hope you enjoy it. If you need any help, feel free to email me. And make sure you check out my website at millerprospecting.com. I got a list of top 10 sellers on there. Help you pick out a good one to go through. But like I said, if you need some help, ask questions about Paydirt, feel free to ask here or email me. My info is all on my website. What's up, Ken? Gentleman Prospector, how's it going? Jason G, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And thank you, by the way, Dale, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Ortiz, what's up, brother? How's it going? Thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. JNV Rockhounding, how's it going? Hopefully, like I said, hopefully everyone's been doing good, staying healthy and avoiding all the, nasty weather and stuff like that. I haven't heard any horrible snowstorms or anything yet this year, so seems like it's been pretty good. Also, hope everyone has their Christmas trees up and stuff like that. I've already got mine. It's stuffed with presents. I don't get to see my kids again till I think the 26th or 27th or something, so those presents will be sitting underneath there with nobody but my cat to stare at them, so hopefully he doesn't open them. Miller Outdoors, Metally Corrupted, Mama Bird, thank you all for joining the show. Appreciate it. Great Lake Gold Hunters, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And hopefully some people get some good Paydirt for Christmas. I didn't buy myself any Paydirt for Christmas. I guess the Brian Thomas Gold was my Christmas Paydirt that we did last week. I still have the 1 grammer out here somewhere. Oh, there it is, the 1 gram picker bag right there. So I probably should have done that tonight instead of the Amazed6, so I'd be guaranteed to find some gold, but oh well. Haven't even started shopping it. Yeah, I do all my shopping early. I just... I figure you got to get it early. Otherwise, you run out, you miss out. So, and plus I have to pace myself, when you're poor, you can't go, it's a hard thing to try to save money. If you say, oh, I'll just save $100 a month for 4 months and buy presents. Nah, it don't work that way. Take the $100 and spend it. Otherwise something will break, Oh no, Ortiz. Sorry to hear that, brother. Jason G. Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't seen him on selling anything on eBay in a while. Since last year, I think was the last time I saw him selling anything. So yeah, I don't think he's probably trying to sell it anymore. And even when he first started selling on eBay, he would always have Paydirt up. And there were expensive bags. He had $100 bags and things like that. And people were getting, 1 gram bags, 2 gram bags, price wise with no guarantee. And then what was it, year before last or last year, every one of the bags he was selling was like $25, $30. And then he kind of just faded away. So I'm guessing, he just wasn't finding as much gold or couldn't get gold cheap or whatever it was. And he just stopped doing it. So. Yeah, as you all noticed, I didn't post the live show yesterday. Usually I post the live shows the day before, so Monday night. And yesterday, for whatever reason, I thought it was Friday. And so I kept thinking, oh, tomorrow's Saturday. I get to just lay around and relax. So I didn't put the show up early. I didn't put the announcement up early. So then this morning, I just came down here and I went through my shelves and I was like, I rearranged my shelves and I said, well, I guess we'll just do the Amazed6. And I even thought about that. I was like, it's going to be kind of tough, but I figure, I'll paint it for a while. If I, got to stop the show, oh well. I'm not too worried about it. It was the one, it's been on my shelf the longest. It is the oldest Paydirt I have on my shelf, I think, right now, besides the stuff behind me. But all the painting Paydirt, it's the oldest one, so I figure I might as well go through it and pan it out, so. Oh, you got your Paydirt in, PA? That's good. I know it was everyone but mine was very delayed, but the perks of having a YouTube channel that you review Paydirt, mine shipped a little bit quicker. I'm gonna get James. Yeah, it's hard to Christmas. I've been doing it. It's been hard for me to get any panning done, which is why I haven't been doing any videos this month, and I'm not gonna have any videos this month because it's the videos I do have scheduled are really big videos, so they take a lot of time. But I've been shooting those, but other than that, I haven't been able to have any just sit down, no cameras, nothing, just pan out some stuff. So I haven't even been buying anything just to pan out for myself. Everything I've been getting is all review or Tuesday stuff. So. I mean, it'll be nice in January when I can calm down a little bit and I can throw on some, cheap bags on the side hustle, the little side, no panning stuff or no camera stuff, I should mean. Oh yeah. And everything's being really, really delayed. I had a whole bunch of packages that were supposed to be here last week that aren't going to show up till next week. So, oh well, what you going to do? Mike from the Gold Vlog. How's it going? How are you been doing? Hopefully everyone over there is staying warm and you're all ready for Christmas. I heard you're sending everyone some gold this year. AAA Rockhound, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And anyone, if I miss you in chat, I am Zaxxon. Thanks for joining the show. Anyone I miss in chat, I apologize. Chat tends to scroll when I'm reading and I miss it, so. Well, that's awesome, Ken. Got the Aussie Nugget. There you go, brother. I'm glad. And again, to all my Patreon members, I'm sorry about last month's Patreon mix-up with me not knowing people's guesses and stuff. It won't happen again. I did do some research since then, though. I went through every single crowdfund type site like Patreon, and there's only one single site that allows you to do giveaways where you can strictly just do giveaways, whatever you want. All the rest of them, like Buy Me Coffee or Fundraiser or, what is it? Subscribe Star and all these other ones, none of them allow straight giveaways like we were doing and Patreon used to allow, except for one, and that's OnlyFans. And I'm not going to do OnlyFans, so sadly, we're going to have to stick to the guessing thing for a while. I have been working on something a little bit different, though, besides the gold guessing, but I've got to get all my ducks in a row before I email Patreon and ask them permission to do it. But, we'll have to see how that works. Well, I know OnlyFans. Well, now normally I wouldn't mind because while I know we all know what OnlyFans, 90% of the things that are on OnlyFans are, there are a lot of people that do use OnlyFans that aren't naked. So, but the only thing is nobody wants that on their bill. If you get your credit card bill and you don't mind having Patreon on there, but I don't think a lot of people want OnlyFans on there. I have to explain to the wife, I swear I'm watching some guy paying out Paydirt, honey. I swear that's what I'm doing. I'm watching somebody paying out Paydirt. What's her name? So, yeah, which is weird that they allow it. I mean, if OnlyFans allows it, why don't the other places allow it? You're still a paid member and do it, but oh well, I don't know. No idea why they do it or what they have. So we'll have to be sticking to Patreon for a while. Never been to OnlyFans or TikTok. I've been to TikTok. I've never been to OnlyFans. There's nothing on OnlyFans I need to see. And I've been to TikTok a few times, but not very many. And it's just because I'm watching something and they'll say, oh, they, like a news story, and they'll say they saw it on this and this on TikTok, and I'll go click on it and it'll pop up. And it's usually not in the TikTok app. I'm never going to download that thing. So yeah, true. I don't know. I understand their process. I mean, it's hard to explain why they're doing it. I mean, I know why they're doing it, and it's their site. They can make their own rules and they can do what they want. We just all have to adjust and move on. So we're just not allowed to do giveaways anymore, which is fine. And speaking of not doing giveaways, remember, next week, this will be going home to somebody. So through the Christmas contest. So next week, Christmas contest. The Flower Gold Wizard Sluices, I think we got, 5 of those going away next week? Through a contest. Not a giveaway. Through a contest. Have some Flower Gold Wizard Paydirt. Where's that at? Have some Flower Gold Wizard Paydirt. That'll be good. Contest winners next week. Some Miller Prospecting Paydirt. Got some of that for next week, too. So I know a lot of people, next Tuesday is the 24th, and I know a lot of people aren't going to make the show, and I totally understand. I figured, I don't have my kids, so I've got nothing to do. We'll do some a little bit of panning. I think we're going to do a 30-second panning challenge next Tuesday and a 30-minute panning challenge. But that's it. So a little bit quickies, but mostly we'll be picking our contest winners. And thank you all to my Patreon members who entered the contest. If you're not a paid Patreon member, there is still going to be a prize for you. So you can go join my Patreon page as a free member. And next week, you will be entered in that contest as well. So Troubled One, how's it going? Bent Fork Prospecting, the YouTube subscriber page takes 35%. It's just, it's crazy. And they don't allow giveaways either. They don't, which is kind of weird. They say they don't allow giveaways. If you read their terms of service, they say no giveaways, they'll seize your money and all this. But I did see there's a couple really big YouTubers that have been doing some really big giveaways. And they're breaking the rules, but YouTube's not going to stop them. So it's like one of those things, you know. It's the same thing with Patreon. Patreon went after me, went after Vendetta and Flower Gold Wizard, but they didn't go after Jeff Williams, you know, who has, you know, 50 times as many Patreon members as I do, or Jason at Flower Gold Wizards has. So or Biggie Bag at Wendy's. Are they still $5? Do they still have that $5 deal, Jason? Because I know I have gotten them before when my son wants Wendy's or something. I'll be like, well, I'm just gonna grab me a $5 bag. But it's funny, a lot of the things you remember, I'll go back. Like I know Taco Bell had their taco box or whatever, and it was like $5.99 for like their online deal only, and now it's like $7.99. It's like, how does it go up? Go from $5.99 to like $6.49, then $6.99. Now they just jump them up like $2 now. Oh, I know, Refotris. I'm just teasing. If they make me jump through loops and not other people, I'm fine with that. It just, I don't let stuff like that bug me too much. Mentally Corrupted. Well, congratulations, brother. Congratulations. Stephen LeBlanc. I've got no life either. Casey, thank you. I appreciate that. Donna, thank you for showing up and being a mod tonight. I appreciate it. I was worried about you. I was like, oh, I hope she's feeling okay. So yeah, 24th we'll be doing picking some contest winners and things like that. A whole bunch of prizes. I think I have like 6 or 7 sluices that the winners will pick. We got 6 or 7 bags of Paydirt. So I'll see what I have looking around. I'll go around through here. Maybe we'll give away some pans, some signed pans and stuff like that for all my Patreon members. And you don't have to be a paid Patreon member. You can just be a free Patreon member if you just go join my free Patreon page. So an email from YouTube on something. Oh, did they approve you for making that big money? Did they allow you to be a partner and get that fat paycheck that they hand out every month? Arlene, well, thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. It's down figure. Aqua Donkey, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. So, well, without any more yik yak, let's start panning because I can talk while I pan. Not very good, but I can do it. So let's go open up this bag of Amazed6, pan it out. I'm guessing it's all going to be black sand. It usually is with a lot of fine gold. So, oh, you got a year recap? Oh, that's pretty good. The only time YouTube ever emails me is to tell me if I violated some rule or something, or somebody filed some complaint on me. So, which I have to say, I'm pretty good. I've been on YouTube for 7 years now, and I've only had one video takedown so far. I've had one demonetized, I've had one taken down, and I had one where they had some complaints, but I got that one sorted out. Mark Sheldon, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Beginner bags, there you go. Nothing wrong. I like beginner bags. There's 2 bags I like. I like beginner bags and expert bags. Those are the best ones. Beginner bags usually have chunkier gold, and expert bags are just take a really long time. So, yeah, see, they don't bother with me because they know I don't care. Refotris, yeah, it's one of the things that sucks. Like I know, so before we go pan, I'll say this. Somebody once asked me why I don't get somebody to do a custom song for me. And there was a big YouTuber that happened to, where what they did was somebody contacted them and said, hey, I have this music. It would fit your channel great. And they gave them a licensing agreement and everything. And they used it for, I think, like 5 years, 6 years. And their channel was about my size. I think it was like 5,000 to 7,000 subscribers. And then they blew up and they got like 1 million subscribers, and the guy took away the copyright. And all of a sudden, all those old videos that everyone started watching, that only had, 100, 200 views, started getting 100,000 views on them all. And the dude didn't make any money on it. It's just, so So yeah, it's one of the reasons why I don't do any of the music I've been putting on my videos now. A lot of it's been stuff I've been buying. You know, I've been paying for the licensing fees just so YouTube can't come back later. Hey Chef V, how's it going? I have a YouTube question now. There's a couple of YouTubers that can run a 6-hour video of them just sluicing on the creek and get 150,000 views, maybe 20 posts in chat total. How does that work? They're probably buying views. Odds are they're buying views. So they're either buying views or they're, you know, buying views. Yeah. There's a lot of people that buy views. A lot of people buy views. It's just a lot of times. So there's a website. Let me see if I can find the name of it. No, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't know, but there's a site. When I say it's like called like Switchblade or something like that, where you can look up other people's channels and see where their traffic is coming from. And a lot of times you'll see like when I used to have somebody that was also doing reviews at the same time as me a couple years back, and some of his videos would get astronomical numbers on them. And I'd go look it up, and you would see that 90% of his views were coming from Russia. And I was like, well, okay, all of a sudden Russia's really starting to love Paydirt? I don't think so. So, you know. Artisan Epidemic Sound, best music writers ever. I have to go check them out. I don't have my paper and pen here to write. I'll write it when we go do that. Make YouTube great again. So, and it depends on their channel. Like some channels, if they're a big enough channel and they do a video, sometimes they'll just get views. But it just really depends. But a lot of the time, it's people are, you know, some people buy views, and sometimes best story ever is I remember. So there was a guy who's doing Paydirt reviews. It wasn't me, obviously. He posts a video, and then I think like 8 hours later or something like that, he posts in his community page. He's like, "Thank you, everyone," because I didn't watch the video. I typically don't watch other Paydirt reviews because I don't want to be, you know, biased against Paydirts. And so he posts on his community page, and he's like, "Thank you, everyone. My video just got 10,000 views in 8 hours." And I'm like, wow, I got to go watch this video now. So I go to see the video, and it was like a normal Paydirt review. There was nothing really special about it. And then, you know, the next morning I wake up, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, everyone. I got, 45,000 views in 24 hours. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing special about this video. Why is he getting so many views? So I'm like, oh, well. So about an hour later, I go look back at the video, and it went from 45,000 views to 12,000 views. And I thought, well, how does it go backwards? 2 hours later, it was down to like 4,000 views. And then it was down to 1,000 views. And then it was down to like 200 views. So essentially, they realized he was just spamming, Russian bots were hitting his channel, and they were just taking the views away. Because you get paid for that. If you have advertisements on there, and if you got an advertiser, YouTube doesn't want to pay some Russian to just be Brad Welch. There's websites that you can buy views from where it's all people in Russia that they pay, a hundredth of a penny. Some guy in India, you pay him $5. He'll click on every one of your videos 100,000 times. So, but they have a lot of bot farms. So, where a lot of times what'll happen is, so they'll have, there's companies that you can go to where it'll pop up like 8 YouTube things on one screen. So then all 8 of them will count. And, it doesn't matter though. YouTube knows, and they'll kick those views off later. They won't pay you for them. So there's no reason to do it. Yeah, gentlemen prospect. That's true too. If you're doing it through your phone, a lot more people will watch stuff on like these short type things too. So, and Donna, thank you very much, Donna. I really appreciate that. I know I saw it come in, and And David Danduran, thank you very much as well. I really appreciate it. You can also pay YouTube. Well, those are actually counted views though, but they're not worth it. So like if you buy views through YouTube, you'll pay $1 and then you'll make 10 cents. So it's not really worth it. But if you go to a bot farm or from Russia or one of these places, it used to be not a bad deal. Like 15 years ago, if you bought $1,000 worth of views, you would probably make $2,500 off of those views. And that's why a couple of years back, advertisers, about 6 years ago, advertisers had a big fit and kicked everyone off and stuff. But now if you go and you spend $500, you'll get, 500,000 views, but YouTube will only pay you $1, so. I don't watch anything. If I can't watch it on my laptop in full screen, then no. But all right, let me shrink down my ugly mug so we can get panning, because I'm guessing this Paydirt's gonna be really tough and trying to drive me crazy. So let us shrink down the ugly mug and go to the panning station and start panning. We might not get through it all today, but we'll try. I might speed it pretty quick. See how I can speed pan this. Eagle Eye, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Hobo Rob, thank you for joining the show. Yeah, exactly, Refotress. That's why I don't worry about views or any of those things. If you start worrying about stuff like that, you'll just end up unhappy and miserable and, making videos that you don't like just to get those views, But, all right, let's set everything up. Mandy's Candy, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Tomcat Josh, thank you. I appreciate everyone who's joined the show tonight. If one of my mods want to drop the hidden link, I think I updated it. Yeah, the link should be working. If one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, this will be for spot number 6 tonight out of 8. So next week we will pick spots number 7 and 8 of the Miller Prospecting Paydirt. And then in 2 weeks, we will give this away. And it's got a 0.5 gram of gold in it. But if you're a Patreon member and you win, we'll open it up and throw another 0.5 gram in there. And thank you, Weezen. All right, let me open up my chat on my tablet so I can see everyone. No worries, Chevy, no worries. But sometimes they do pick and choose too. That's, that's just the way it goes, They'll also shadow ban your channel and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, there's so many weird things about YouTube. Like I would bet money that my channel was shadow banned for probably about a year, for about the last year. And I think a lot of prospectors channels were. After Clash did his big video about the streets of New York, a lot of YouTubers that were dealing with Paydirt and prospecting, a lot of the smaller channels, their views all went really down after that. And if you even search for stuff like, just 2 months ago, if you searched for Miller Prospecting, my live shows would not come up on Tuesdays. I mean, you would scroll and it'd show all my videos, but it wouldn't show my live shows. And then you'd have to type in Miller Prospecting Live, and then it would show like a couple recorded ones, and But now I'm back in their good graces, I guess, because now if you just type in Miller Prospecting, it all shows up. It's happy camper time. I wouldn't worry about that, Refotress. Steven Stark, thank you for joining the show. That's why I don't pay attention to anything. I do not. The last time I looked at my analytics was probably 6 months ago, and it was just because it was one video that I was curious about something on, you know, and I wasn't even worried about the views or anything else like that. Like I said, you'll just drive yourself crazy if you worry about stuff like that. They have people that, you know, do absolutely nothing that will post a video, get 1 million hits, and they have people that will, you know, drive themselves mad trying to follow a system just to get 10 views. You know, it's just... Yeah, Refotress. It's a, you know, it's 90% of it comes down to advertisers. See, the problem is most of the channels on YouTube, advertisers really don't want ads on. They really don't. Like, you know, if I was an advertiser, I would not want to have, you know, an ad up on my channel. I mean, nobody that's here in my live show is going to be buying anything that YouTube advertises, really, you know. So, you know, why pay me, you know, $1, you know? But if you go to somebody's channel that's doing, like, you know, car mechanic stuff, then yeah, that's probably going to get a couple of views, and half the ads will be something about, you know, fixing cars. So it's okay. But they have to spread the money out to everybody. But the only way they can not put ads on is by essentially not showing the channels. I didn't even look at my Gmail. I agree with Refotress. Yeah. Yeah, anything I do on my channel, it's just because it makes me happy. You know, if I'm like, okay, I want a thumbnail, it's because that's what I want, you know? And a lot of times, sometimes I'll put a thumbnail on a video and then I'll just hate it, and I'll go back and, you know, a year later, I'll change the thumbnail just because it'll drive me crazy. I'm like, oh, I never liked that thumbnail. I'm going to change it. You know, even though all the views have been viewed on that video and nobody's really watching it anymore, I'll just want to change the video. I'll change the titles on videos from like a year later. I'm too impatient. Yeah. Well, sadly, you don't really, YouTube has to, you know, and that's what I don't understand too is, you know, it used to be you could opt out of ads. You could say, oh, I don't want ads. I don't want to make revenue. And YouTube would let you have a video with no ads on it and stuff like that. But nowadays, they'll just throw ads on it anyway. If you say, oh, I don't want to get paid, then they'll just put an ad on there that you don't get paid on. And it's craziness. Troy Stats, Merry Christmas to you, brother. Yeah, this dirt is still wet, and it has been on my shelf for at least 2 years. And it is still damp, mucky stuff. You know, I don't even want to smell it because I'll probably get a whole bunch of mold spores and make me sick again. So I have ads with my videos. You can't. There's no way you can get rid of ads anymore on YouTube. I think the only way to get rid of ads on YouTube now is if you have paid sponsorship. You know, when you're putting up a video, it'll ask you, do you have paid sponsorship on your channel? I think that's the only time, because then they don't want an ad to be competing. You know, like if Ford Motor Cars is YouTube's one of their big advertisers, and you took a paid sponsorship from Chevy, they don't want the ads to compete against each other. Because that's the only time I think I've ever seen anybody's channel that doesn't have videos or doesn't have ads on their video is they also do a paid sponsorship. So, you know, it'll be Ridge Wallet. You know, somebody will come out, oh, yeah, you know, Miller Prospecting over at ridgewallet.com. And then the channel won't have any other ads in it. So, hey, Jose, how's it going? How you been? And I apologize if I miss anything in chat. It's always hard to keep up with chat, especially if I'm panning something that's Looks like it's going to be all black sand. So YouTube Premium is ad free. That's right. I meant for people not to have ads show on their videos. So like I could turn off ads on my channel. Like I could say I don't want any of my channel, so I wouldn't get a check at the end of the month, but YouTube would still put ads on my videos. Just like my live shows. I put my live shows set as no ads, and they still play ads on them. I just don't get any revenue for it. So any ads that pop up during my live show, I don't get money for. It's not monetized. But they'll still put them on there. Curmudgeon, Alaska, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Mega Dog, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. There is a way you can turn off but like I said, you can demonetize your channel where you can set it so you don't want ads, but they'll still put ads on it. Yeah. It used to not be that way, which sucks, but they just realized they were like, oh, we can get free money, So yeah, I'm thinking this might be a two-parter live show because this stuff is panning kind of slow. And the gold, I'm thinking I'm seeing some gold, but it's looking like it's really, really fine stuff. So this might be a excursion of hopelessness tonight with this panning. I don't think we're going to be seeing any gold. SJB, how's it going? Because I'm thinking I see a little bit of flour, super fine gold in the edges. Yeah, this black sand's just not moving. Yeah, and it's just a huge pan of it. So I got enough black sand here to last for a while. Like Jason was saying, he didn't know why I picked this. I don't know why I picked this to pan out tonight either, but we got an hour and a half of panning, so we'll have to see how it goes. Maybe it'll speed up. I was hoping I could just plow through it, but I wasn't sure the gold because, if you can see the size of the gold in material, like if this was all 20 mesh, it wouldn't matter. But let's see if I can show y'all. But yeah, all the gold, I don't know if y'all can see that. But that's all the gold there. That is all fly poop stuff. So there's no speed panning this down. It's just gonna all wash out, which isn't bad. If I lose all the gold, it doesn't matter. It's going to Tuesday tailings bags. GCMC Tony, how's it going? This from an eBay seller, Amazed6. He hasn't sold in a year. It's just something that's been sitting on my shelf for about 2 years. Yeah, he used to be a couple years ago. I mean, I have some old reviews of him from probably like 3 or 4 years ago. He used to be really, really good on eBay. Like, it was never a guarantee. But, if you bought a $60 bag of Paydirt from him, a $70 bag of Paydirt from him, you were getting really close to that in gold. It'd all be really fine gold and you'd have to work for it. But you'd get a really good ROI from him. But he hasn't sold in about a year, and this has been sitting on my shelf for 2 years, so. James Stoddy, I know. I have the sluice over there. It's sitting over there. That is one thing I did not design when I redid my studio, just because of lack of space. There was no way I could put a sluice in my studio. But I tried to figure it out. I tried to figure out a way where I could have, my panning station here. I could have my forward camera with, a backdrop behind me. And then I could have my overhead camera. But The only way I could do it was if I converted the overhead camera into a drop down. So like here I put a board down and then did the overhead camera here as well. Then on the other side, I guess I could put a sluice station. But I just don't use sluices that often. You know, when my kids were little, we used to sluice a lot just because, you know, they would like to do that. Because they didn't like the panning part. But nowadays, they don't, you know, all into girls and boys and, you know, teenager stuff. So, and daughters in college and, you know, sons in high school. They don't care about the Paydirt stuff anymore. What's up, Culver, brother? How's it going, my man? That's it. Culver is a really good seller. Sadly, I haven't done enough reviews to him. I apologized to him the other day that this year I just did not get to him enough. You know, you think you do reviews for 12 months. You'd be like, okay, I should be able to pan everybody out at least 2 or 3 times. But there's just so many sellers these days, which is a good thing. But it also means it's really hard to keep going back and re-reviewing sellers again and again. Luckily, there's a really big community, so a lot of people do reviews now, and a lot of people did review Culver, and I don't think he had a bad review, so. 3.5 hours of sun. Hey, that's too much, man. You might get sunburned with that. Culver versus GNS for the Super Bowl. Well, there you go. That would be a good one. I am shooting. I will tell you, I have been shooting the quarterfinals are shot. Part 1 and part 2 were shot. And I'm halfway through the semifinals. So and then next week, I guess next week or right around the 31st, I'm going to be shooting the championship battle. So I will have all the videos for January. I just need to edit them down by the end of this month and start posting them. But that would definitely be a good battle. I'm telling you, it's getting so hard now. You know, if I'd have been doing the championships 6, 7, 8 years ago, it would have been the same winner every year, hands down. You know, it would have been either Gold Bay or, you know, Lynch Mining. Most of the time, it would have probably been Gold Bay, just hands down winning just because of the ROI. But now there's just so many good Paydirts. It's just crazy. Like, even when I do my top 10, it should be easy to do a top 10. And it's hard. It's really hard for me to come down to a top 10. I will write a list and I'll say, oh man, I really like them. They're good. They have good ROI. Them. Then I'll look down on my sheet of paper and I've got like 22 Paydirt sellers. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, Culver's great Paydirt, great guy, you know. And it's one thing to, you know, have good Paydirt because there's a lot of people that, you know, anyone could make good Paydirt. I mean, just might not last, but you know, it's making Paydirt isn't the hardest thing, but having good customer service and being a really good guy and part of the community, that's a lot harder. And Culver's, you know, definitely in there. You know, Mike GNS, same thing. You know, big part of the community, always doing stuff. You know, Mike's doing some awesome giveaways. You know. Oh my, so much black sand, so tiny little bit of gold. And this is only a $40 bag of Paydirt, so you know, there's only gonna be like $25 with a micro gold, so seems like a lot of work. I should have broke out the sluice. My next Paydirt battle? That sounds good. I like Paydirt battles. You know, if it wasn't for new sellers, all my videos would be Paydirt battles. But unfortunately, I don't like to put new sellers against somebody else because I think it takes away if you know, A new seller, it's harder for a new seller to, beat out someone like Culver or GNS, but they still might be a great Paydirt, and then they'll grow into being a greater company. So have Creed, yeah, Creed makes some crazy Paydirt. I don't want any more of Creed's Paydirt. So I did the Creed challenge he had a while back where he had the 1 gram bag where if you bought it and you panned it out in 30 minutes, he would send you another one for free. Um, and so I did it and I totally failed. And, I think I quit after 15 minutes of doing it because I went into it with a wrong mindset on how I was going to pan it out. I was trying to do it quick, too much material in my pan. And I failed it. And the funny thing was, after I shot the video, I said, well, I'm just going to go pan that out later. And I put all the dirt on my washing machine just so I wouldn't forget. And I tried panning it a few more times and it kept driving me crazy. Eventually, I just dumped it in the Tuesday tailings bucket. And I was like, there you go. That saves me the trouble. Fight to the death. Nancy, thank you for joining the show. I might have already told you that, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank everyone for being here tonight. Bierman's Gold Prospecting, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do now to try and speed up tonight, so I'm just not driving myself crazy, is I'm just going to wash off all the blondes, and then we'll put it in the finishing pan, and then we'll start going through the finishing pan a little at a time. But first, we'll just knock off all the blondes because that's pretty easy. I don't need to even look at it. Well, you have to do the top Paydirt sellers because if you just do some Joe Schmo, you're just going to be, you always have to battle the best against the best, because it wouldn't be a fair battle if I battled Culver 1 gram bag versus, Joe Blow's 1 gram bag that's charging $350 for it, There you go, Trouble One. That's a good battle. Well, if it's a 1/2 gram bags, I'm going to guess that it's Culver versus GNS then. Or maybe even Vendetta. I'm trying to think who else has 1/2 gram bags. There's not a lot of sellers that have smaller bags anymore. Yeah, Creed does do everything. Creed is crazy. If you need a t-shirt made, Creed will do it. If you need a bag of Paydirt, Creed will do it. You need some stickers, Creed will do it. Need a wood sign with some burnt in designs? Send it to Creed. Something welded, sluice, there you go. All right. Sorry to hear that, Alan. I hope you feel better. Hope you have a good night. Hope in the morning you're feeling better. I know it's late for you there. But you have a good one, brother. And I appreciate you popping in for the little time you did, not feeling well. All right, I think we got all the blinds out of this one, so we'll move on and start a new little pile. Yes, I did. I am Zaxxon. Hadn't thought about saying it because Wrench hasn't popped in here yet tonight. Usually he pops in about an hour. But yeah, I watched his short about it. I'm just waiting to hear more info before I really, say anything. But I did see that Wrench is going to be doing something for Marvin. I just don't know what yet, so I haven't really, you know, thrown in my input yet. Because I don't know if he's going to be doing a raffle, because then I would donate some Paydirt or something. Or if he's just taking donations or what he's doing, so. But yeah, I did see that. Like I said, I'm just waiting for him to put out, he's going to put out more videos about it, so. I'm definitely going to have to try and make sure I catch him on Thursday, though, during his live show so I can see what he says. And that's awesome. And by the way, that is so awesome of Wrench. He's an awesome guy. All right. So this is going to be one of those panning days where we're not going to be really see any gold, because I don't think my camera is good enough quality for y'all to be seeing any of the gold that's going to be showing up on here. Unless I can get it down to a big pile of it, but I don't know. Unless I cheat and start using a magnet. Let's see. Is this stuff even magnetized? I don't even know where my magnet is. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is just a jinky magnet. I haven't even. Yeah. Lots of magnetite in this. So maybe we'll cheat later. Maybe we'll see. I just made a giant mess. 'Well, you can always ship out of. You can ship from anywhere. You just have to put it in there. What was it? There used to be a seller. I think when Miners Depot moved up to Alaska, they changed it so where they were only shipping once every 2 weeks. And then they just stopped selling Paydirt because that was pain. That's all you have to do is say we ship out on the 1st and the 15th. Trouble MCD does. MCD does. He's in chat too. Him and his wife are in chat. MCD Prospecting's in chat. He's Michael Reed. You'll see him in chat. But yeah, he sells some awesome Paydirt. $68 watching and 20 that want coal for Christmas. Oh my, what is that? But it's pretty hard to hit that thumbs up button sometimes. Sometimes it's like all the way over there and you're just like sitting over here and you're like, oh man, if I reach over and hit that button. Yeah, Kristen Reed and Michael Reed is MCD Prospecting. They're usually here every week. I see their Paydirt on eBay every once in a while. It's always auction stuff, so it's so hard for me to get secret shoppers to buy. All right, let's see. Yeah, every pan has a lot of gold in it. It's just all flour gold. And I'm trying not to uncover too much of it, or I'll be sitting here all day with adding more and more. Paydirt's good. People don't mind waiting. I've been telling that to Allison over at Yukon Alley because that's why her Paydirt, she has such a hard time with her Paydirt. And she only sells it very sporadically is because it's a pain in the butt for her to ship. Same thing with Miners Depot. It's rumor mill is that Miner Depot is thinking about starting to sell again, but same thing. Shipping is a pain in the butt for them. When you're out in the wilderness or, you're shipping from Alaska or Canada, it can be a pain. There used to be a Canadian seller. I don't remember who it was, but they would only ship, I think it was like once a week because they would come across the border to ship all their packages. So that way they didn't have to do all the, Canadian $18 shipping. They could just drive right across the border and ship it for $6, You just got to make it worth your time to do it. Like I wouldn't suggest selling a, half-gram bag where somebody's got to wait, 2 weeks before you mail it out. But, if you just sell 3-gram bags and, 5-gram bags. If the price is good, the ROI is good, and the seller is good, and the Paydirt's good, people don't mind. They'll say, well, I can wait. He says he ships on the 1st and the 15th. I'll just order on the 14th. It'll go out the next day. Then I have to wait a week for it to arrive, Just make it really clear, tell people I ship on this day and this day. If you order on the, if you order on the 2nd, you're not going to get your Paydirt shipped until the 15th. Then it's going to take, 7 to 14 days to arrive. Hey, Mary, how's it going? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. No worries, Mary, even though you were yelling at me and my ears are starting to hurt a little bit. But yeah, I figured he would say stuff on it Thursday. That's why I try not to talk too much about what other people are going to do on their channels until they start really saying stuff about it. There we go. There's Wrench right there. We were just talking about you, brother, about the Marvin Huff thing. And I was just saying, I try not to say too much like, oh, he's going to be doing this and this and this until they start saying stuff. And that's really awesome of you, John. That's really awesome of you to do something for Marvin. So I'm going to I'm going to go get a paper now and write it. But I'm going to write myself a note and make sure I attend your Thursday show so I can see what I can do to help you along as well and help Marvin out. And if I can remember, I'll even promote your live show Wednesday on my channel so you can try and get more people there. Hey, Farmer Joe, well, I appreciate that. In Northern Illinois, well, there you go. Not too far from me. Yeah, well, that's what I'll be curious to see. And if anything I can do that, I can't throw tons and tons of stuff, but I can try and help any way I can. Either, telling people to go to your show or, donating Paydirt or buying tickets or whatever it is, Yeah. I really miss Alice. And I need to write myself a note on that too. I really need to talk to her. I'm gonna have to call her. I just usually hate bugging her because I know she's usually busy and just the hour differences. So, because from what I heard, Allison is pretty much done selling Paydirt. So, I want to try and convince her not to be. or at least figure out a way where, you know, it's one of those things is, you know, selling Paydirt takes time. And if you have a job that's making you a lot more money, you know, sometimes it gets to the point where, you know, it's not worth the love of the selling the Paydirt, because she doesn't make that much money off her Paydirt to make it, you know, take away from her real job of mining. And, you know, so the only reason to do it is because, you know, it excites her and it makes her have fun hanging out and, you know, selling Paydirt and having people pan her material and see her gold and stuff like that. But you also got to make a little bit of money. So, yeah, I think so. Usually she would be open at this time, and so far it's looking like she's not going to sell this year. I mean, she still might. She might change her mind, but, you know. Hey, D3, I'm doing good. I don't know about the best Paydirt channel, though. He might not be doing good, but I'm doing good tonight. Yeah, Allison's great. I like her Paydirt. I like her. She's a great person, but, you know. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That Tony, it's exactly right. You know, you got to enjoy doing it. And sometimes, you know, Allison is a really busy person, and one of the things she does is, you know, when she's not working, she takes time out of her relaxing time to do Paydirt. And, you know, a lot of time her relaxing time, she's got other things to do that are still mining related. So, look who showed up. What's up, HD brother? Yeah. But yeah, I wrote a note. I'm gonna hound her. I need to get in contact with Miners Depot, Allison. There's a whole bunch. I'd like to see a whole bunch of the old Paydirt sellers come back, and, you know. And thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. Wrenches Prospecting. Awesome, brother. Thank you very much. And again, if anyone wants to know about the Marvin Huffman thing, make sure you go join Wrenches Repairs live show Thursday. So that's it, Troubled One. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, you're going to make some money selling Paydirt, but it's just not, you know, like I said, I don't think there's very many people that could do it as a full-time job, you know. You know. You know, and I know, you know, Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales, that's not his big thing. You know, he probably loves selling Paydirt and stuff like that, but gets people to his channel where he sells gold, you know. That's why 90% of his website is about gold nuggets. And the Paydirt's a little bitty part of it, you know. You draw people in with the Paydirt, and then they say, oh man, I really like the gold, but I want a big, you know, 1 ounce nugget or a 2 ounce nugget. So, you know what's funny, Troubled One, is I have a bag of your Paydirt in my cart on eBay that's been there forever. It's been, you know, every time I go to my cart on eBay, it's like out of stock. And it's your bag with the fever dreams on it. And I'm like, oh, and then I don't remove it. I'm like, I don't know why I keep it in there. But it's just one of yours I saw on there one time, and I was like, oh, let me put that in my cart. If I had the gold and the dirt, yeah, well, that's the problem is the dirt's the easy part. You can pretty much get dirt, but getting the gold where you get the gold at a good enough price that it makes it profitable is, yeah, no, yeah, anytime, Weezen. Yeah, feel free. Definitely link to them. You can link to anybody's channel if anybody asks. And everyone make sure, you know, I say this all the time. I probably don't say it enough. But make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel. If somebody says something like Troubled One says he's doing a review, make sure you go to his channel and that you're subscribed to it. Because it's one of the few things in life that's free. Currently, these things might change, and I'm knocking on wood, is YouTube subscribing to somebody is free. So, you know. help everyone out in the community. Subscribe to their channels. They'll appreciate it. Yeah, the margin's there. It's definitely the shipping. I know that's what Allison, one of her big things is shipping's going up. And it just gets more and more expensive to ship. And it's, if you just go back, like if you go, I don't want you to watch my old videos because my old videos are cringe. But my videos from 8 years ago, I think the average bag of pay dirt I was panning out was probably 3 pounds. Everyone I reviewed, the average weight of a bag of pay dirt was about 3 pounds. And then if you got a big bag of pay dirt, it'd be 5 pounds, 8 pounds, somewhere in that. But almost everyone that sold pay dirt sold it in a 3-pound bag. I mean, that's because they were all copying Goldbag, who's probably the oldest pay dirt seller out there. And he was selling 3-pound bags of pay dirt. So everybody sold 3 pounds of bags of pay dirt. But back then you could ship a priority mail small flat rate box at that time, I think was like $6.15. And now it's like $10.35. So, that extra $4 over 6 years, The Patreon appreciate it. No worries, no worries. But so, then it gets to the point where a lot of sellers now, like if you look at the average weight of a bag of pay dirt nowadays, it's probably around 12 ounces. Because now they all want to ship it ground, ground advantage where it's $5 to ship. And then it just makes it, if you're selling pay dirt and you're doing a lot of it just for the love of getting people in the, pay dirt in your hands like Allison is doing, you want to send them a lot of dirt. So, and then like Allison, her bags of pay dirt, I think were 1 pound bags of pay dirt, 1.5, somewhere like that. There were 1 pound bags of pay dirt. That means you got to ship it priority mail, and it just gets to be. And it's because Amazon, yeah. And then it's just, there's a reason United States Postal Service sucks, but it's, unfortunate, and there's nothing we can change. It's always going to suck. It's because, they have to fund the retirement fund. Every problem that has to do with the United States Postal Service, 100% has to do with the fact that they have to fund the retirement. Get that out of the way, and they could drop their prices. They could, update stuff, work stuff better, but, we'll have that price to normal. Yeah, you don't want to use junky dirt like some. I mean, there are sellers that, golden pay dirt, who for years, I will say golden pay dirt's dirt is a lot better now than it used to be. It was all that beach sand or play sand. All right. Got all the blinds out of there. I keep forgetting I'm only supposed to get the blinds out. We are not making a dent in this. Like I said, this might end up being a 2-parter show, but I don't know when the second part would be. Because next week we're doing the Patreon Christmas contest. That if you're a Patreon member, you already entered. I appreciate you entering, and I got your entries in. So next Tuesday again, we'll be doing the Patreon Christmas contest to be giving away or telling who all the winners are and winning some sluices, some bags of pay dirt and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'll have time to pan next week. And then the 31st, which is the next Tuesday after that, is the Tuesday I'm taking off to hang out with my kids. Well, are you panning out cat litter? If this was my cat's litter, you would know. You would know there'd be so much stuff in there. I think my cat poops every 15 minutes. It's just wet. It's wet dirt. Baseball field sand. That's it. His dirt's a little better now since he moved because he used to be. Um, where was he shipping out of before? I don't remember where Golden Paydirt used to ship from, but he ships from somewhere else now. So he's obviously got it. You know, he extracted enough dirt to in his old house to make a giant Olympic-sized pool, and now he moved somewhere else and he's building a pool there. So. Yeah, but I was fretting today because my driveway, it's been kind of rainy around here and I need more gravel in my driveway. I just can't afford it. So I was like, man, I might have to take a bucket of my Tuesday tailings and go dump it in my driveway to fill some pothole ruts. But then I was like, man, there might be gold in there. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I am wearing gloves. This is exactly why I'm wearing it because this might have been somebody else's cat litter. No, that's fine. I mean, as long as don't keep over and over and over, I don't mind if somebody talks about what they're doing. As long as you're not really like self promoting, like, oh, I have the best pay dirt in the whole world. You should buy my pay dirt over at my website over here. It looks like Vogus dirt almost. Nothing but black sands. But this is what he was always known for, is just piles of black sand with a lot of fine gold, which is why he sold it, because wasn't worth his time to really pan it out. Well, that sounds fun, Tony. I know, if I would have known you were closing, Tony, I would have got a bag for my shelf. That's one of the problems, is nobody tells you when they're closing, you know. Then I got to go and pay people extra to get their find the pay dirt in their closet. And Gilbert, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was Virginia. That's where he was, I think. I don't know if that's where he was or that's where he's at now, but yeah. That was it, Chefy. No worries. What's up? A3 Sky Warrior, the Rain Man himself. Yeah, that's the problem, Gold makes people do crazy things. You know. It's I have to say, it's one of the things that worries me the most. As much as I love the people in this community, I love my Patreon members and stuff like that, having secret shoppers is one of the most worrisome things. I think that's the only thing I worry about. I don't worry about analytics. I don't worry about if my channel gets views. I worry about secret shoppers. Someone will get that gold fever and just be like, hold on. I especially when I first started getting secret, doing this years and years ago and getting a secret shopper, I would be like, oh man, I'm just going to get a box with a whole bunch of bags of pay dirt all opened up. You know, like, oh yeah, look, these 8 bags, every one of them had a 0% ROI. Mm. Hold on. There you go, HD, will sell it. I don't know how good your sales will be if you start using cat litter, but I know that. So there used to be a seller. Oh, what was her name? She doesn't sell anymore. World something, Paydirt or something like that. But so I know what she used to do was she used to go on eBay, um, and she would look for sellers selling cheap Paydirt on eBay, but big amounts. So you could find a seller on eBay that would be selling like $25 bag of Paydirt at auction, you know, with no guaranteed gold. And you would be able to snag them. They'd be charging like $20 shipping for, and you'd be able to snag the Paydirt for $4. They wouldn't put any gold in it, so they wouldn't even search it. They would say, okay, I just bought 25 pounds of dirt that cost me $1 a pound. So then they would just add that into her cost. She'd say, okay, now I'm gonna make a 1 pound bag of Paydirt. The bag cost me 25 cents and the dirt cost me $1. I'm gonna throw in $60 worth of gold and bam, sell it for 80. That does suck, Tony. Yeah, 9-finger mining is Cree. All right. And we're not really making any headway in this Paydirt. Here, let me show you. So this is just the black sands we've accumulated. So yeah, so tonight's video live show, we might not see any gold. I think this show just gonna be me cleaning out all the blondes out of some black sands. But if I don't finish it tonight, I will save this Paydirt for another Tuesday. We'll just finish it up with Tuesday. Maybe I'll throw some gold in it or something. There are a couple of nuggets in there, make it fun next time. Yeah. So we'll have to see. I mean, we still have good 45 minutes. You never know. I could always pull out the magnet, you know. Yeah. You should be having some fun, brother. It must be a nice little trip. Oh, brother. If they're wrinkled, then you just have to get a washcloth, get it wet, throw it in the dryer, and turn it back on for a good 20 minutes. It'll get all them wrinkles out quickly, quick. Oh yeah, this is a pain in the stuff. Amazed6 always, his Paydirt was always really, really tough to pan out. But there was a reason people bought it, was because even though it was really tough to pan out, you'd get a good ROI. I think the last review I did on this Paydirt, I got an over 100% ROI. The magnet is the coward's way out. Yeah. I typically almost never use a magnet. Every once in a while, I'll use a magnet if I'm cleaning out my fine gold jar just to make sure there's nothing in there. And I've used it a couple of times on live shows just because we were close. to, you know, like if I was down to like this much and I'm like, okay, we got 10 minutes left. I got to use a magnet to cheat and get it out. But it'd be too much of a hassle tonight to use it. Worst comes to worst, we'll have some fun panning with no ending, no gold at the end. So, but I'm not going to throw away the dirt, so it'll just be sitting here for the next time. It costs $250 to turn. Oh, I didn't know you were paying for the dryer. Yeah, that's not a good helpful tint then. That's not a life hack if it costs you $250. That's where you just put them on hangers and you put them out and let them hope they de-wrinkle themselves. Yeah. Lots of gold in this. It's all really fine gold. CPA comes in, starting trouble. Man, just make sure the monkeys don't throw anything at you, because a lot of times what they're throwing is poo. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Ortiz. Yeah, I mean, last couple of months, I think I had the flu, what, 3 times? I mean, it's just, you know, if you're single, it's not bad because you almost never get sick because, you know, you're not around anyone. But man, you got kids or, you know, someone else coming around, you'll get sick, then you'll give it to them, and then they'll give it to you, then it just keeps going back and forth. I know, Mary, I know. But that's all right. You just got to save it up because, you know, eventually you'll see them on another channel and then it's all in. You could tear them a new one. I was actually thinking about doing a video about Bitcoin, about the Bitcoin Paydirt, but I haven't decided or not yet because I have some personal thoughts about Bitcoin that I would like to share, but but it's better for video so that way I can share it and not have to listen to people say something back. Yeah, work is where everyone gets sick. Work or school. That's the two places everyone gets sick. You know, like like one of the times my son got COVID, I remember he came and we asked him, you know, as soon as he started coughing and getting sick, and we said, "Oh, look, he's got COVID." You know, we tested him, he had COVID. I asked him, "Oh, you know, does anyone in school, you know, notice being sick?" He's like, "Oh yeah, my best friend, he's got COVID." And he's like, "Oh." We were like, "Did you avoid him?" He's like, "Oh no, I had lunch with him today." Like, yeah, of course, you know. Like, was he wearing a mask? Nope, nope. Did he test positive? Yep, yep. You know. Mm. That sucks, D3. Bitcoin doubled your money? Yep, yep. Yeah. I got some money in the crypto. Not much, though, because I'm poor, but, you know. There's definitely going to be a lot of money can be made on crypto. I'm just worried about that some of the ways to make that people are going to make money on crypto will hurt gold price. So. S Rip, what's up, brother? How's it going? Thank you for doing the show. Appreciate it. And one of my mods, one of my wonderful mods, wants to drop the hidden link for all the late people. Make sure, if you haven't already, you leave a comment on the hidden video that one of my mods will drop. And this is going to be for spot number 6 of 8. And next week we will give away 2 spots, number 7 and 8. So, and this is for a chance to win a bag of Miller Prospecting Paydirt with a 0.5 gram of gold in it. If you're a Patreon member, it will be a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. So just reward for watching me pan out a whole bunch of Paydirt with no gold in it. It's got gold in it, you're just not seeing it. So, and this is the bag in question. This is the bag y'all are all shooting for. The Miller Prospecting Tuesday tailings. This bag has a 0.5 gram. I also have a 1 grammer somewhere. I don't know what I did with it, but if you're a Patreon member, it doubles in size. Here, we're just going to put all that in there. There you go. Nope, we have the January 16th. You can't eat? Well, that sucks. If I couldn't eat, I'd go crazy. It's all I have left in life is eating. I told my doctor that. I went to my doctor, what was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And, they were telling me my BMI was too high and, I should think about, my diet and not eating and stuff like that. And I eat relatively healthy. And I told her, look, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't gamble. I was like, I got to be able to do something. And if that something is eating, a whole batch of Keebler's cookies, that's what I'm going to do. If right after dinner I'm going to cook a second dinner and have a second dinner, then, that's what's going to make me happy. Yeah, D3. I don't know if it's going to be in 4 weeks. I think gold might drop a little bit. I think it's still around the 85 mark. It might drop down to 80. But I think if some important laws get put in or they try to put them in, I think gold might go down a lot. I mean, eventually it'll go back up when everything fails, but relatively healthy. Yeah, that's, I eat relatively healthy, but I have my cheat days, like if I go grocery shopping on my big grocery shopping on days where I have to go, like today, I had to go to the grocery store and buy 10 pounds of chicken breast so I could cut it all up and freeze it in, 12-ounce packages. I bought some hot dogs too, because I was like, well, if I'm going to be sitting in the kitchen for, an hour cutting up chicken and ground meat and, all this other stuff to shrimp, bagging up shrimp for my healthy meals, then, tonight I'm going to have hot dogs. Yeah, I do. I told my doctor, I wish she would, I told her last time because, they were going through some of my heart results, and I got to go and start doing more tests for my heart. And I told her, if you give me really bad news, I'm starting to smoke again. I said, it's the one thing. I said, might not pick up drinking again because that can get out of hand, but, like I definitely, something happens if they tell me, you're not doing well. I'm gonna be like, oh, it's gonna get worse. But You know, I can't afford to all of a sudden say, well, I'm going to, you know, start eating lobster every day. Well, I could definitely start smoking again. But, all right. We're down to just black sands now, or more or less. So we'll start panning this stuff out again and see if we can't whittle it down a little bit more. All right. All right, pan's nice and empty, ready for some more black sands. Fill this one back up, but you can't really see it probably because it's all black on black. There we go. We'll just start up. Sherwood Prospecting. How's it going, brother? How have you been doing? How are the kids? How's the Christmas tree looking? A lot of presents under there, hopefully. Six out of 10 doctors like Lucky Strikes. Yeah, I remember those ads. Then they had to go and mess everything up. See, that was the problem. Cigarettes used to not be as horrible as they are now. But see, the problem was when there was only like a couple big companies, you know, when it was essentially, you know, Lucky Strike versus Pall Mall. It wasn't so bad, but then they needed bigger and bigger shares of the market. They needed more and more people to be addicted to cigarettes. They started putting in more and more chemicals in them. And then people didn't like them. You know, women didn't like smoking because, you know, it's too harsh. It's too this. And then they started putting on those nasty fiberglass filters on the back of cigarettes, you know. And that was even more chemicals that you're breathing in. So they just made them, you know, they've always been cancer sticks. You know, anytime you breathe in any chemical, it's bad for you. But the cancer rate on cigarettes every, you know, 10 years is going up and up and up and up and up because they were just putting in more and more chemicals in them. So, yeah, that sucks. My first job in the Navy was to clean ashtrays. Yeah, the good old days when you used to be able to smoke everywhere. It's so weird, too, you know. I mean, I will say now that I don't smoke, I'm glad that they changed certain things because, you know, the last time I had quit smoking years and years ago, I'd go in a bar and that's when I was still drinking. And it would just drive me crazy. It'd be like, oh man, I can't be in here. You know, people are smoking everywhere. You know, just going to a restaurant, you couldn't do it. Mm. Chesterfields, yeah. All right. Yeah, the more funds and less bills. I would take either one of those. I'd be happy taking less bills, but you know, I took out a consolidation loan earlier, beginning of this year, just to get everything squared into one bill. But you know, it doesn't really help that much. It just means instead of paying, you know, 5 credit cards, $100 each, you're paying one big company $500. So, Charles King, how's it going? It'd be nice to just not have bills, you know, but what you gonna do? You know, you always have some. You know, every year something major breaks. You know, this year it was my washing machine and dryer went kapooty. Sure, next year, knock on wood, it'll be something else, you know. I've never had Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I've drank a lot of beer and a lot of different booze, but Most of the time I was doing the drinking was in the South, and you never really see Pabst Blue Ribbon in the South. All right. But I did tell Jason if I ever make it up to Wisconsin to hang out with him, I will drink a beer with him. You know, just one, but I will drink a Pabst with them. Never had Olympic beer either. Now I will say I've drank a lot of beer. I've drank a lot. I should rephrase it. I drank a lot of cheap beers, or lower priced beers. You start getting all that craft beer and stuff. I never would have drank any of that stuff. I could never justify, paying $8 for one beer. For $8, I'm getting myself a bottle of booze. Out of the fridge of wonder, yeah. Yeah, I have the shelves of wonder with Paydirt, and he's got that fridge of wonder full of Pabst. Yeah. D3. uh, I appreciate that, Carl. Thanks for subscribing and thanks for popping in the chat. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and it's all about the fun. You're not always going to find gold, even with the Paydirt. That's why I do these videos and these live shows. You don't always find gold, but it's always fun. And again, I appreciate everyone who joins me on these live shows. I really do appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me while I pan out this black sands of cat litter. All right. Work that one down some. Oh, yeah, my spelling's atrocious. If a word's got more than 6 or 7 letters, I have to Google the word first before I type it in the letter or email just to make sure it's spelling right. If you can find it, try Nice Brewery from Old Bend, Oregon. Well, I know I won't find it, so. Last time I even walked down a liquor aisle was probably 3 years ago, and that was by accident in a Walmart. And I was just probably trying to cut through to avoid a traffic jam. Janice Cream Ale. Yeah, see, I never drank expensive stuff. Well, I will say I did like expensive vodka. That was about it. And that was generally if I was bartending, because then I didn't have to pay for it, it'd be on the house. you know. But yeah, I was always a cheap drinker because I like to drink a lot. So. Oh, that's awesome, Carl. If you here, give me a second. I'll just go subscribe to your channel. You posted it. Let's see. There you go. All subscribed. Carl, I'm subscriber number 46. Hey, Better Together Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, I don't drink at all anymore. I just drink coffee. That's it. Too much of that, too, so. I've been trying to cut down on my coffee, so. All right, Richard. Yeah, I don't think, it's been probably 3 years since I drank anything. I've got nothing against drinking. Just, like I said, if there was a special occasion, I would drink and just. Most of the time, I just don't ever think about it, so. And thank you, Donna. And anyone else, make sure, as always, if you see somebody in the channel chat that's got a channel, go subscribe to them. And I know, Mary, that you can't right-click on them and sub to them, but, they can remember the name and they can type it in another tab. Justin, how's it going? Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it, just. I'd said earlier in the show that I was kind of rushed because I didn't free up my show yesterday like I usually do. And I did it this morning. I was kind of rushed, and I was like, well, we'll just do the Amazed6, and I didn't really think about it, so. I mean, I figure we got like 15 minutes. It'd be nice if I could get a pile of gold showing, but I'm not sure. This might just be, like I said, the cleaning of the blondes tonight. But let's see. Here, we're going to work on a little bit of pan and see. Yeah, you never know with videos which ones will do good and which ones will do bad. I've made videos before where I've been like, man, this one's going to be, this is a good video. And then nobody will watch it. And then I'll have ones that I'm like, half rushed and didn't pay attention and parts are missing out of the video that I forgot to shoot or forgot my microphone, and they do really good. You're like, okay. And thank you for joining the show, Justin. I appreciate it as always. Appreciate everyone. So far today, all we've done is get rid of all the blondes. So. But I'm trying to get a nice little peek of some gold so we can end the show, at least seeing something. Central Wisconsin. There's gold in Wisconsin. So Wisconsin's a good state for gold. It's all going to be flower gold like I'm panning out tonight, but Wisconsin's good. You just have to find the right spot where it's moving down from. I mean, obviously it'd be better if you were further north, but, No money in college, drink free. Yeah. There was always all these kinds of hustles when you're young you can think of. So in New Orleans, there used to be this one bar that what they would do is on, I guess it was Tuesday nights or Thursday nights. Maybe it was Thursday nights. They would give free oysters. So all you had to do, you'd wait in line, and they'd give you 3 oysters for free, because that would be the day that they would shuck them all for the weekend. So they would have like 4 guys just shucking oysters nonstop. And if you waited in line, every dozen they would shuck, they would give 3 away. And their whole thing was that they figured everyone would stand in line and get bored and drink. So they had like bartenders there that would just pour draft beer. But me and all my friends, we'd go and, go get tons of 6-packs and have them in our car and just pour them in one of their cups. And then just sit there and drink our really cheap beer instead of their $4 draft beer, and just wait in line over and over and over and get dozens of oysters for free, and just be drinking their cheap beer. And then it got too many people started doing that, so then they shut it down because they started realizing, hey, we got 100 people in line, we only sold 1 beer. You got the patience. There's probably a lot of people in the California area. Hey, Ron Everett, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Hey, Refutchers, you have to hit up David Disotels next time he's in chat. I don't think he's here tonight, but he's in Cali and he's in the GPAA. Because I know he's always sending me photos of the claims and stuff that he goes to. Wait, what happened, Beermans? Hold on. Missed something in chat. Hold on. Oh, that sucks, brother. I wish I lived in Cali. Yeah, more gold in Cali than where I'm living, that's for sure. But I figure Indiana's a better spot than Louisiana. There was no gold in Louisiana. At least here, there's some. I mean, it's 3 hours away from me, but, it's a lot closer than 13 hours away. But yeah, like HD said, when I lived in California for a while and almost never, I couldn't stop working to pay bills. So this stuff just doesn't move either. Because even though there's black sands, and most people, black sands is tough, sometimes you get some good black sands that will move pretty easy. This stuff just doesn't move, and it's being a real pain. there was any place I would have picked to live, it would have been a couple years ago, but would have been Oregon before they passed their dredge laws. Because it used to be open dredging and almost nobody did it. I don't know why, but and then they banned dredges and now everyone wants to dredge there. Well, they didn't ban them, but now you have to have a license and they only have so many licenses a year. So we all know how that works. Yeah, any of those things, GPAA or whatever the other one is called, any of those places are really good if you're close to them. Because if you're hours away, you'll never use them. This is like anything, if you join a gym, but it's an hour away, you're never going to go to the gym. My gym's 10 minutes away. I almost never go. Yeah, most states are getting that way. Wisconsin just passed a whole bunch of laws about their beaches, It'll keep getting worse and worse. Every year they're going to make it harder and harder for prospectors because, prospectors don't usually pay tax on the gold they find, and they know that. And they're not bribing anybody, where a big company will, bribe somebody, then go in and destroy the landscape and leave a whole bunch of nasty chemicals, and but they'll pay taxes and bribe somebody. So we got 8 more minutes, and I'm trying to show y'all some gold. But this stuff just doesn't want to cooperate. Let's see if we can just get the gold to walk up. Nope. I mean, it's got some there. I mean, there's a little bit. It's trying to peek out. It's got gold. And that's just, from that, we still have a big old pile of black sands to go through. That's it, the American way. I'm never going to make it to the gym. Yeah. It's hard because, the gym can be boring. Yeah. But I need to go back. I was kind of stopped going a little bit to the gym because I was waiting to see about my knee surgery. But they just denied my knee surgery. My surgeon did. They don't want to do the surgery now. So I went in, I guess, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago or something, like 2 weeks ago. And we did a whole bunch of x-rays, and they don't think they could fix my knee. They think it'll just be, them going in and cutting out a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just going to be just as bad. So I think they said just wait, and if it gets worse, then they'll do it. But if it, just one of those things. I'm back to having a bad knee again. $40,000 later, and it's, but but now I got no excuse to go to the gym, because before I was like, well, I don't want it to get worse, but now I kind of do want it to get worse, and then they'll go in and fix it. One good thing is my doctor, because the orthopedic surgery center that I go to, most of the doctors that were there are really old, and I got the young guys, so I know he'll be around for a couple years. You get it replaced. Your phone like what? Yeah, the knee's already replaced. That's the problem. I'm having problems with my replaced knees. So I had the left one done, I guess, like 6 years ago, something like that, and the right one done like 4 years ago, something like that. But the right one, they already had to go back in and touch up and fix because it had some issues with it. And the left one's caused me problems now, but it's just, the other one was simple. The fix for the right knee was a simple fix, so they went in and did that. But the left one, they said, isn't a simple fix, so it's not worth them. It's not worth it to go in because it might not fix it, and then it's just a major surgery, and I'm, old. Because I was kind of using that as my excuse not to go to the gym, but now I don't have that excuse, so I probably should start going again. We'll see. Because I do think, though, the one thing I do miss about going to the gym is because when I go to the gym, it gave me an excuse to eat more. I'd be like, okay, now I can have 3 dinners. I did go to walk on the treadmill for an hour. That's what they need to do. Like old people, you just put some like Kit Kat bars in front of the machine, they'll run for hours. But you remember, it's got to all be soft foods. There's got to be soft tacos because once you're old, all our teeth are bad. All right, let's see. There's a good bit of gold. Now, we're not cheating because we're going to put all this back. I just want to show y'all some gold. Yeah, magnets. Having a hard time. We've got a nice pile of gold in there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish panning it all out because we still got all this. So. So we will save this. I will go stick it in a pan, let it dry out, and we'll finish this up on another Tuesday show. But I'm down to, I think that was probably 4 pounds of material, and I'm down to probably a pound of black sands. So, yeah, that was pretty good. That was a nice little bit of gold. It is all fine gold, and fine gold tends to not weigh a lot on a scale. So, and I only paid $40 for that bag, 45 maybe. So, I think Gold Spot at the time was probably 65. So, maybe a half a gram bag there. But, all right. It's ugly mug time. We're going to pick a name, pick a winner. And this Paydirt, we will end up going through it at some point or another. I don't know when. Here, let me grab my coffee. And then we're going to do the giveaway. Thank you very much, Richard. It wasn't a gold-filled show, but they aren't always gold-filled shows. But I did get a lot of black sands. We panned out a lot of black sands today, that's for sure. And like I said, I am going to save that stuff, so we'll get to it eventually. I guess in like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that in February. because I think I got a whole bunch of stuff in January that I've already set aside for Tuesday shows in January. But I'll set it aside. I have to go put it in some Tupperware and label it, so I'll remember to go through it, eventually. And it'll sit back on my shelf of wonder. So it's been sitting there for 2 years, and I still didn't get to finish it. Now, what are you going to do? No. Yeah, it's ugly mug time, but it's worth it. See, the ugly mug time in the beginning, it's just the intro, and most people skip that. But now, you might get your chance to get spot number 6. So, if one of my mods are, here, I can do that. I don't know why. There, last chance. Posting up the hidden link now, and make sure you post something in the thing. And as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway. This is just simply to thank and reward everyone for putting up with my ugly mug during these live shows. And today will be spot number 6 of 8. Next week, we will be doing 2 spots. It will be spot number 7 and 8 next week. And then the following week from there, or something like that. The next Tuesday after that we do a live show. We'll pull the drawing. We'll see who wins. Out of those 8 spots, somebody will win either this bag, which has a 0.5 gram of gold in it, or if they're a Patreon member, it will be 1 gram. So that's awesome, D3. I appreciate that. And all right, Tony, is Tony heading out? All right, well, you have a good one. Somebody just texted me and said looks like I'm panning out Calcutta sludge. That's pretty much it. So, Richard Gibson, yeah. So tonight, no real gold, but that's the one good thing about Paydirt is until you finish panning it out, that gold stays there. So that gold is there and it's not going anywhere. I will put it in some Tupperware and label it as, Amazed6. Actually, I'll probably just dry it out and put it back in the bags and put it back on the shelf for a while. So, the next time I have 2 hours, we'll finish it up. So, all right, Mary, you have a good one. And we're just going to, let me go make sure everything is set up for the giveaway. So I have that. That's done. Let me make sure all the comments are going through. And yes, they all went through. No. All right, so we got all that set. And then let me make sure we're on that page. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, give it a minute and then we'll go pull that. So again, next Tuesday will be the Patreon Christmas contest. If you're a Patreon member, you're already entered into the contest. I appreciate your entry. I will explain everything next Tuesday on how many entries you got, why you got so many entries, how you entered the contest, and all those things. But next week, we'll be giving away a whole bunch of stuff. I've got some Flower Gold Wizard Paydirt to give away. I've got some Miller Prospecting Paydirt too. And it's not technically a giveaway, but the winners will be picked from the contest. We have a Dream Mat Sluice, a little Buddy Sluice to give away. We've got a whole bunch of Flower Gold Wizard Sluices. So that'll all be next Tuesday. And there will be stuff, if you're a free Patreon member, there is Paydirt for you to win as well. And there'll be stuff to win if you're in the live show. So that will be the 24th. So a little bit of early Christmas stuff to give away to thank all my Patreon members. And again, people in the live show, free Patreon members, things like that. So we'll have to see. I'll explain more then, because I don't want to post too much early so nobody gets upset and says, because I said the word giveaway. But it is a contest. And all the contests, I appreciate everyone who's entered the contest, but that'll be next Tuesday. And hopefully everyone will join. I know it's Christmas Eve, and I know a lot of people won't be able to join. But if you just want to pop in and say hi, I would appreciate it. Just hit that thumbs up button and then skedaddle and go back to your merry ways and wrapping presents for the kids and stuff. So, Weezen. That's a good one, Weezen. But all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug again, and then we're going to. Oh, let me go pull the link. I need to pull the link. I need a copy of the link. There we go. All right. All right, now I can shrink down my ugly mug and we can pull the name. And again, as always, if I pull your name, you must post something in the live chat to claim your spot. Otherwise, you lose it. And next week, we'll be pulling 3 names. So don't be like the last person that didn't collect their name, which I can't even remember the last person that did it. But if I pull your name, make sure you post that you're here. And there we go. As always, the wonderful, the awesome Miller Prospecting website, millerprospecting.com. You want to know who the top 10 recommended sellers are? They're there. You want to see any of my old live shows? They're there. You want to know if the government owes you any money? It's there. The unclaimed money tab right there. I have all my other videos, mail calls, odds and ends, questions and answers, all my reviews from Paydirt to Gem Paydirt, which I haven't done a lot of since my kids got old, and equipment reviews, including equipment reviews with the Flower Gold Wizard Sluice that I'm going to be handing out next week. So there you go, millerprospecting.com. And now to spot number 6, no replies. Again, you must post something in live chat if I pull your name. One of the 55. So you have a 1 in 55 chance of winning. Let's see. Let's pick a winner. Kermudge. Oh no, did he leave? Or is he just, I know I saw you not feeling well, Kermudge, but hopefully you're still here. Hopefully you didn't run away. But Kermudge, there you go. Kermudge in Alaska. You are the winner tonight. You get spot number 6. And now we can just go back to the Miller Prospecting website. And again, even if you don't want to know who the best sellers are, I have a list of sellers to avoid. So make sure you avoid those sellers. They're really bad. I need to update it. I know there's he opened another 1 or 2 websites I need to update on there, but bad sellers. Yeah. There we go. Now it's ugly mug size, full screen. There we go. Let's see. He posted. Okay. I knew he was still taggable. I know he just said he wasn't feeling well and he wasn't being chatty, but I wasn't sure if he had left or not. So congratulations. And again, you don't have to be here if you win. When I pull the names, I think it's going to be the first Tuesday in January that we're going to be pulling these 8 names. And you won't have to be here. I'll just, if you are, it makes it easier. But if you're not, I'll just hound you the next time I see you in chat that you had won. If you're a Patreon member, I know who you are and I'll send it to you. But, congratulations and thank you. Now, again, and next week we will be pulling 2 names. So the people who do make it to my Christmas Eve show will be pulling 2 names out of there. So you'll have 2 chances to win. So. Who's the first 5 spots? So far, right now, we have Matthew Phelps, Troubled One, Eric H., Rocky Mountain, Brad, and Ken, Gentleman Prospector, and now Kermudge in Alaska. 2 more to go. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everyone who joined the show. I hope everyone has a happy holidays. If you don't make it to my next show, I probably won't see you until later in this year. But I hope everyone has happy holidays, has a great Christmas, put those trees up, wrap those presents, get everything done. Eat too much during Christmas, definitely. And then if I do see you next Tuesday, we'll do a little bit of painting. I do have some, I have 30-second bag of Paydirt. I'm supposed to time this and pan out within 30 seconds. And this one I'm supposed to pan out in 30 minutes. So we'll definitely, from Lucky Lodos out of Germany, I'm definitely going to pan these out on the live show next Tuesday. And if we have time, maybe I'll finish panning out that other stuff, the Amazed6, but I don't think so since we're doing a lot of contest stuff. But I'm out of here. And again, I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful week until next Tuesday. And, pop in and say hi, even if you can't, take the time to hang out with me. Pop in and say hi and, we'll say hi back. But I'm out of here. Thanks, everyone. Have a great time. And I will see you hopefully next Tuesday.